Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Mega Man X Part 4. So we're going after Boomer Kwanger. Boomer Kwanger is some other weird monkey-like thing that's kind of a lot like Cutman. He's like a samurai Cutman, where he could throw these weird things that completely resemble Cutman's weapon, but they're more like boomerangs. I guess that's why they call him Boomer Kwanger. It's like Boomerang Cutman. And this level is probably the closest we get to being Donkey Kong in this entire game. Simply because it involves constantly climbing up ladders and jumping on platforms that are moving in and out, just like in Donkey Kong. This level clearly is a lot like Donkey Kong, where it involves climbing up a tower. But then again, I think a lot of other games have like climbing up tower segments. But this game really seems to capitalize a lot on the whole climbing and dodging stuff, and using weapons against them, because that's something obviously didn't have in Donkey Kong, was weapons that could be used to destroy the enemies. Donkey Kong would be a lot easier if Mario could just take a gun out and shoot and kill all the enemies. Same with Donkey Kong Jr. If Donkey Kong Jr. could just take out a gun and blast every enemy there, those games would be a lot easier. And if they weren't wussies too. Donkey Kong Jr. is also a bit of a wussy too, because he gets killed over everything. I'm using turtles again, just randomly placing turtles in the towers. Does that make any sense? I don't think it does. But what's since when are robots? Yeah, I mean, they're robot turtles. They're not real turtles. They're robots, obviously. They're not even that strong. Look at that. Just fire a full charge shot, a bunch of our small, minor, uncharged buster shots, and then he's dead. So we're gonna ride up this elevator thing. There's spikes there. I don't think those spikes are instant kill like the main spikes, because Mega Man X is still weak against spikes. Just like classic Mega Man, spikes kill him instantly. Pretty much every robot Dr. Light ever made is weak against spikes. Guess Dr. Light never figured out how to make a robot that's immune to spikes. Also, this is just riding up the elevator. It's a pretty large elevator. They could have put more enemies here, but I don't think they want to put more enemies. They probably thought, well, we got plenty of other enemies in this level. So let's just let us ride up the elevator in peace. And we can destroy those things. There's turrets on those platforms. There's that thing from Super Mario Bros. 2 that's climbing up the ladder there. More Nintendo influence game. Well, this game was on Nintendo systems, so I guess it makes sense they put a lot of Nintendo influence in this game. There's those, look, it's back again, that thing from Super Mario Bros. 2. I think Mega Man 3 had an enemy like that too. I remember Mega Man 3, it was easy to kill that thing, so you had Shadow Man's weapon, it's easy to kill anything. But Mega Man X doesn't have anything like that, so he just has to use his standard X-Buster, which is probably more powerful than any weapon classic Mega Man ever had. It's the X-Buster. It's not a Mega Buster, it's an X-Buster. They really emphasize the fact that this isn't Mega Man, this is Mega Man X. Why there's an X on his health tank. So there's a heart tank there, but we can't pick that up yet because we need, I guess oddly enough, we need Boomer Kwager's weapon to pick that up. And we obviously don't have Boomer Kwager's weapon yet because we haven't killed him yet. So we'll be doing that by the time this level is over. And there's those turrets again that we saw in that other level. This time they're on those flying platform things. You can jump on. Those are almost like those platform things from Super Mario Bros. 3. But only in Super Mario Bros. 3 they could change direction from jumping on them. I'm pretty sure one of the classic Mega Man games had something like that. I forget which one it was. It was like Mega Man 4 or 5, I think it was. It had something like that where you could change the direction of it by jumping on it. So my health is pathetically low, and now I am going to go and take on Boomer Kwanger. His weakness is, of course, because he moves around. He has teleportation powers. He can constantly move around and teleport around the screen. So that's always good to use heat-sinking missiles against him. Boomer Kwanger is going to magically appear. He's all jittery, like So we're going to go take him on easy just by simply using these heat-seeking missiles, which are good at locking on to him. He's throwing around Cutman's weapon. He's actually quite a formidable foe, actually. Unlike Cutman, obviously, because Cutman was the biggest wuss in the entire franchise. But this guy is not a wuss. Well, I mean, he wouldn't be that. I mean, he's a wuss if he uses weakness. Then again, just about any Robot Master in any Mega Man game ever is a wuss if you use their weakness against them. Look at that. He's already dead, just like that, because I used his weakness. If I didn't have his weakness, he'd actually be a lot more challenging. I think I used to fight him without his weakness a lot back in the day, but I wouldn't attempt that. Especially with a keyboard. It's much harder to play this game on a keyboard, as I keep saying earlier, especially an HP keyboard. So Boomer Kwager's dead. We now have his weapon, which is, again, it's like Cutman's weapon. But you can actually change the direction of it by pressing and holding up on the keyboard or down on the keyboard to make him go, like throwing in the direction. Like go throw upwards or throw downwards, but it doesn't even work a lot of time. I actually have to put a lot of emphasis. I don't even think it works while jumping. It's not a great weapon at all. Cutman's weapon was actually a lot better. Cutman's weapon was a lot more efficient because it could actually cut through so many things at a time. But this weapon, it's not really that great. It's just not the only real good thing it can do. It's just retrieve items that are not in your reach or things that are not possible to get otherwise. And it's good it's good on Sting Chameleon too. It's actually Sting Chameleon's weakness, so I guess it's good for that, but that's just about it. They really took a really good weapon and made it, less powerful. I guess it kind of, maybe that's also trying to confirm my, when I used to theorize that things in the future actually get more and more primitive as time goes on. I use the Star Wars movies as an example of that's why in the prequels, everything looks so high-tech and futuristic, and yet in the original trilogy, things looked a lot more primitive. Even in Disney's trilogy, things looked a lot more primitive and low-tech. Things get more and more low-tech as it goes on. I wonder if we'll ever become like Flintstones again if stuff keeps getting more and more low-tech. And this robot looks pretty low-tech compared to anything else in this game. It actually looks like something that could have been in one of the classic Mega Man games. He very well looks like a classic Mega Man boss. And his only weak spot is his head. You have to shoot him in the head a bunch of times. His body's completely immune to our X-Buster, so his head's his only weak point. If you just climb on this building, he actually, on the side of the wall, he actually is capable of making the wall shake with that crane thing or that claw thing he has, those extracting claw things. He actually make the wall there like rumble, and he makes the ground rumble too, which in typical Mega Man fashion, it's like a way of style. Like Gutsman did that, where he would jump and then he would like make the ground rumble, and Mega Man would like would become uncontrollable for like 2 seconds. Well, this thing is doing that same thing to us. This mini boss is it's clearly hiding something. Of course, he doesn't have a health bar at all, but the closest thing he does is when he gets shot up a lot. You see smoke is trying to come off him. It's trying to show that he's, getting damaged by all the firepower. I don't know if this thing has a weakness or not. I never really cared about that. And he's using the X-Buster on. The X-Buster probably is the best weapon in this game because of, because it's infinite and it pretty much destroys any enemy in the game. So that's why it's good. Because some special weapons are actually completely ineffective against certain enemies or certain things. Then again, I don't really use other special weapons or the other weapons that much anyway, so how would I know that? It's probably I've played this game for so many years yet. There's still a lot I don't know about this game. A lot of secrets and things like that I haven't even tried. I mean, game testers have to do everything in a game, but I was told I want to make a good game tester. So there we are. We've revealed another Dr. Light capsule. Is this another? Oh yeah, it's an armor upgrade. This will reduce your damage by 50%. It's going to jump in here, and Dr. Light's going to give us a body armor upgrade. Now Mega Man X looks like he does on the box of this game. So the front box of this game, the front cover of this game, it shows Mega Man X with all of his upgrades, and shows him going into some sort of battle thing or something like that, or in some sort of battle. And now we're looking more like he does on the box of this game. We have almost all the upgrades now, except for the arm cannon upgrade, which we're going to get that in the first Sigma stage. So we can destroy these things here. If you play this level before you take on Launch Octopus's level, there isn't going to be any water under here. It's going to be impossible to grab this heart tank that I just collected. But the good thing is we took on Launch Octopus first, so now this level is flooded. The bottom of the level now is flooded with water, so we could get that. It was flooded with water now, so we could get that heart tank there. So we have most heart tanks in the game now. We have mostly everything in the game now. And this is now the last Maverick in the game. There's those rock things there. I don't know what you call those things. They just fall from the ceiling and they form into enemies. Those things are pathetic. They could easily be killed with just a bunch of shots of my standard X-Buster. My regular X-Buster doesn't even have the upgrade yet. Yeah, playing for the whole game without any X-Buster upgrades. I know it's not possible to defeat the final boss without the X-Buster upgrade. But it's clearly possible to destroy all the Mavericks in this game without the X-Buster upgrade, because we made it this far in the game without needing the upgrade at all. Does Mega Man X even need a Buster upgrade if all the enemies in this game are so weak? There's Bazooka Joe, or Cotton Eye Joe, whatever he's called again. And then we got a 1-up there. This game still likes throwing 1-ups at us, even though we've never really needed any of them. So I could drive this mech again, just like the one we saw in Chill Penguin stage. Just drive this mech and punch stuff and destroy stuff. Don't constantly fall into it. Look, there's another mech there falling into the mud. It almost looks like ice mixed with mud. Maybe it's like quicksand or something like that. I don't know. Or jungle's even still going to exist in the year 21XX. Or maybe they're all going to get destroyed or replaced with urban industrialized buildings. Or maybe this is just more of, the future becomes more and more low-tech. Maybe people resort to jungles because how low-tech people are in the future. That now people just live in jungles. It's normal for that. Now jungles are becoming the new cities. So we're going to take on Sting Chameleon, and his weakness is by far the worst weapon in the game. I'm pretty sure this is the worst weapon in the game, simply because of how hard it is to control. It may have been easier to control if an actual controller but I don't have an actual controller. Or maybe, heck, I never even played this game on an actual SNES before. So I don't even know what this would actually feel like if I played it on an actual SNES. This guy's actually pretty easy if you get him stuck in a certain route and pattern. And one of the few things that is good about this weapon is if you shoot one of them, and if it doesn't hit anything and it comes back to you, you actually get the energy for it back. This weapon's also very stubborn. I'm trying to make it go upwards, so it's not going upwards to hit Sting Chameleon. Good, he just landed right there, right next to me, and it's hard to get it to accurately hit. This weapon is anything but accurate. Very inaccurate. It's almost like a Stormtrooper's blaster if it's so inaccurate. It's hard to hit everything, but it is doing a great deal of damage against Sting Chameleon. Sting Chameleon is... I actually did take this guy on without using his beak, I think, some time ago, and you see, it's kind of challenging. Any Maverick in this game, except for Chill Penguin and Storm Eagle, are challenging to take on without using any special weapons. They should make a challenge like that. If they ever made like this game, like what they did if Mega Man powered up, where they added challenges and things like that, there definitely could be a challenge like that, taking on all the Mavericks in this game without using any special weapons, and without any health refills too. That actually would be a real challenge. I bet someone's done that before. It seems like such an obvious idea. Chameleon Sting, another weapon. This weapon isn't that great on its own, but with the arm cannon upgrade, the X-Buster upgrade, it's actually a really cool, good weapon. It's an awesome weapon. More plot. Zero is back. Finally, we found Sigma's fortress. Let's go in and put an end to his war against the humans. Yeah, so Zero found Sigma, and that's what Sigma looks like. The bald guy on the screen is Sigma. Yeah, we spent this whole game just hearing his name Sigma, and knowing he's the main villain. We never actually saw what he looks like, until now. Now we know exactly what he looks like. He's just some bald guy. It's a tradition in comic books. The main villains are always the bald guys, right? Kind of like Lex Luthor from Superman, or the Kingpin from Spider-Man, or Obadiah from Iron Man. Even Thanos, all the great supervillains are bald. All the great Marvel DC villains are bald. And Mega Man almost, Mega Man's not a Marvel or DC, but he very well could. He's kind of in the same league as a lot of those heroes a lot of the time. This level's really good for grinding. You get those bats that you saw right there, you can destroy a lot of them and actually get a lot of free health, which is good for filling up your sub-tanks, which is unintentionally happening right now. I say unintentionally, because now we destroyed all the Mavericks in this game, we could just go back, because you could revisit any level in this game once you've completed it. The Maverick won't be present because you already killed him. But we could have the exit unit, which is something else Mega Man had to buy himself, was an exit unit, or collect some, was an exit unit, but Mega Man X already comes equipped with an exit unit, another superior feature of Mega Man X. So we're going back to Chill Penguin stage to get the one and only thing we weren't able to get the first time around, which is a heart tank. There's a heart tank in this level that we couldn't get the first time around, so we've come back here. Chill Penguin stage is probably the level I've played this game more times than any ever level of any ever Mega Man game ever, simply because it's awesome to be used for grinding. This is a perfect level for grinding. I always go to this level for grinding, for picking up health for my sub-tanks, which is, something I do pretty much between every Sigma stage, because unlike the Dr. Wily stages in the NES Mega Man games, this game actually lets you go back to these levels as you're still going through the Sigma stages. It's kind of like when the hero goes through the villain's lair, he's like, oh, I'm just going to stop and get a coffee for a bit, I'll be back later. Yeah, the NES Mega Man games never did that, but this game does. This is Ray Phoenix signing out.